God told us not to make any covenants with them at all. What happened? They ended up getting the consumption, right? Now, if they had withstood against the white man and would have been ready to go to war with him, he would have respected that, and he would have had to respect them boundaries. He would have had to sit back and just watch and then think about how he can get us, on the next go around, right? But that would have certainly prolonged, a generation of the Gadites right there. You see what I'm saying? And with their fever, and with their inflammation, and with their extreme burning, and with the sword, and with blasting. Because what did they do? They came among, and then they started, by the time, played us all against each other, played all the native Indians against each other and all that, right? And then by the time we woke up and realized what was going on, they had already built their forces up to go to war with the native Indians. Well, they did all the tribes like that. And with mildew, and they shall pursue thee until thou perish. And thy heaven that is over thy head shall be brass, and the earth that is under thee shall be iron. The land not being any good. You see what I'm saying? When we up under the white man, now we can grow things for him. But our land, if we had our own parcel of land, right? After his land that he has, that we working will prosper for him. But ours will not prosper for us. So what does that mean? Who would you have to go to? You have to go to him, right? And this stuff starts by us becoming integrated. That's why when you go back to, like the Maccabees, they were putting to death the traitors because they were seeing what would eventually go on. So Judas Maccabeus then was putting to death a lot of the traitors that were trying to join us to the Greeks. And it's a good thing that they were doing that because that prolonged us for a while. They would have conquered over us way before that if they hadn't did that. Skip down to 25. The Lord shall cause thee to be smitten before thy enemies. Now, think about this for a second. Integration. Once again, right? Integration, you don't even know that your enemies are your enemies, but they know that they're your enemies. They know it. Right? But integration, what does it teach you? We all together in this. Right? There is no races. There's only the human race. While your race is filling up all the jails, our race is getting shot down by the police, and integration causes you to be blind and you can't even see that. At least when we separate and our enemies come up against us, right? We can see more clearly then. Because they have to have a reason to be able to come at you like that. So they have to have a reason. But if everybody's integrated, they don't have to have a reason. We all human, right? Well, we will fall at the downside of that humanity. And we will be the sacrificial lambs and the scapegoats of that humanity. We all human, mindset. That's the integrated mind right there. And that's what gives strength to this curse right here. The Lord shall cause thee to be smitten before thine enemies. Thou shalt go out one way against them and flee 7 ways before them. So by the time some type of riot or something, it ends up coming down. So by the time we finally wake up and we integrated with them and we realize, hey, wait a minute, the white man's the devil. He's our enemy. But we done went into that hook, line, and sinker, right? Next thing you know, now we running 7 ways, right? Because for one thing, when we come together, we're not even united. We're not even in rank and order, none of that, right? Nobody can tell the other one what to do and pass down orders or none of that, right? So now you have a bunch of loosely associated dudes that's trying to do something. That's what goes on in these riots, right? The white man will come out, black people, white man come out with his weapons or whatever. All of a sudden, now we all scatter. You see what I'm saying? and shall be removed into all the kingdoms of the earth. And thy carcass shall be meat unto the fowls of the air, and unto the beasts of the earth, and no man shall fray them away. The beasts of the earth also talking about all the other nations, right? Because once again, we integrated. We integrated, so now everybody can just pick our bones clean. Yeah, they can set up the stores, get all of our money, set up the weave shops,
Right.
set up the chicken joints.
Right.
We gotta go to them for gas. We gotta go. We become a customer in everything that everybody else owns. You know, people can't survive like that. That's why it says that our carcass should be meat to the fowls of the air. The fowls of the air. Every demonic spirit attacks the nation of Israel. You see what I'm saying? Every demonic spirit that you can think of always attacks us. And the beasts of the field sit around and they profit off of that attack. You see what I'm saying? They get rich off that attack. And then some of them, even the Arabs, even, you know, to help the integrated mindset, they'll call you brother when you go into their store, right? They'll sit there, they'll call you brother, but then sell you pork Vienna sausages in their stores. And pork products, all types of pork products, when they calling you brother and they a Muslim. If they really thought of you as a brother, they would be like, hey, wait a minute, I'm not going to sell you that. You know, you're a Muslim like me. I'm not going to sell that to you.
Right.
You know, they would think like that. They don't look at us as no damn brother. They one of the beasts of the field that's picking our bones clean too. You see what I'm saying? And while so many of us is running around talking about, you know, assalamu alaikum, my brother, you know, and running around trying to speak Arabic. They sitting there feeding off of us just like every other nation it is out there. You see what I'm saying? And thy carcass shall be meat unto the fowls of the air and unto the beasts of the earth, and no man shall fray them away. Nobody's going to come up and be like, hey, man, look, you Arabs, man, y'all done sat there and they got rich off of this people. Y'all done sat there and they got filthy rich. You Koreans, I mean, come on, man. Y'all profiting off black women going bald-headed. Y'all done made enough, man. Look, man, don't stop. It's enough. Y'all done got filthy rich. Y'all done brought y'all's country out of third world poverty, but off of their back. So, enough is enough. That's what it means. No man shall pray them away. Nobody's gonna come up and stand up for us and be like, look, man, look, y'all, look, this people's beat down and they poor. Everybody done got enough off of them. Nobody's gonna do that. That's what it means when it is cursed, when it talks about, and no man shall pray them away. Nobody's gonna scatter them out. We're gonna keep letting them feed and feed and feed until there's nothing left, right? And the Lord will smite thee with the botch of Egypt, and with the embroids, and with the scabs, and with the itch, whereof thou canst not be healed. Now everybody knows, look back in history. Now everybody knows what happened. This botch right here is smallpox. Now think about this. Now, what happened? There was a handshake between the Indian chiefs and the white man. And the white man had smallpox in his blanket. You see what I'm saying? Now, if they didn't shake the white man's hand and didn't go into an agreement with them, then they wouldn't have got that, even if they did get this curse, the botch of Egypt and all of that, right? If they did get it, they could be like, look, man, we need to, we come together and repent, and the Lord could take that right up off of them. But what did they do? Made a covenant with the white man. Right? Now they don't even know why the hell they even got the botch. Why are they even running around with smallpox? Right? All the forces is now being weakened because the white man had a very, very difficult time beating the Gadites in a fight. So he had to come from another angle, right? He had to use biological warfare, use the diseases and all that that he had caught the plagues in Rome, be able to contain them, because what they did was they became carriers of those diseases, right? And with them becoming carriers of the diseases, right, they had built up a level of immunity. But if the person that they infect has no history of this disease himself, it'll kill the hell out of him quick. You see what I'm saying? So they were able to hold the smallpox blanket because they, they were carriers of the disease. But the carrier can run around infecting everybody else, kill everybody else, and he can still be alive. You see what I'm saying? Because see, what happened was, when it was killing off all the white people, in medieval Europe and all of that, eventually over time, just like roaches. Roaches, you have a certain poison for roaches, and it'll start killing the hell out of them real quick, And after a while, next thing you know, those roaches eventually start to build an immunity to that particular kind of poison. And they can live on with it. But the roaches who are not exposed to that, previously just exposed to that type of poison, come later on, they will die. You see what I'm saying? And the Lord shall smite thee with madness and blindness and astonishment of heart. That astonishment, pitiful amazement of the things that you see, right? And this right here, this is one of the reasons why there's so many sellouts among us, right? This is one of the reasons, because you have certain brothers out there, and sisters that actually, wanted to help black people at one point, right? But then they figured that it's just so hopeless, right? And it just kind of drove them into a madness. It drove a lot of them, like during the time of the 70s, drove a lot of them to drugs. You see what I'm saying? That's part of that madness right there. And that blindness, because you can't even see why you even going through this stuff. Because what it is, you made a covenant with the white man. You see what I'm saying? Even during the time of the Black Panthers and all of that, they still had a covenant with the white man. Because what the hell was happening to the black woman? The black woman left the struggle right along with the black man and then joined the feminist movement. And what did she join herself to when she joined the feminist movement? She joined herself to the white man. You see what I'm saying? They totally shook, the fight alongside us and made the fight about everybody, made it about women. You see what I'm saying? Which that's going to be a subject that I'm going to go into also, what happened behind that. An astonishment of heart. And thou shalt grope at noonday as the blind gropeth in the darkness. And thou shalt not prosper in thy ways, and thou shalt be only oppressed and spoiled evermore, and no man shall save thee. Thou shalt betroth a wife, and another man shall lie with her. Now, this right here is, now, if you're a brother and you're not, diligently checking on your woman and correcting her and all that, right? Her mind will go in the way of the dodo bird. That's why it's up to the black man to keep her grounded. You see what I'm saying? Because she will float off into dizzy land some damn where. You see what I'm saying? Do what she wants to do. You got to be able to tell her the do's and the don'ts, right? You got to have her discipline. Because see, this is what the Christian Israelite groups will do. This is what they'll say. They'll say, well, it says you betroth a wife, another man's lie with her. But they're not teaching you to correct your woman, though. They're not teaching you that. And every time you try and correct your woman, they want to act like, you bullying her. That's what they'll do. So what they're doing, they're creating the atmosphere for her to go around and do some things that she ain't supposed to be doing. End up in bed with some damn body. You see what I'm saying? They're creating the atmosphere for her. You see what I'm saying? She's not supposed to be having male friends. It ain't no damn friendship between no woman and no damn man. You see what I'm saying? That man's not her brother. He's not her father. You know what I'm saying? Or any of that. Hell, I wouldn't even trust cousins, really, to be honest with you. But, she doesn't have any damn male friends. If she have a damn male friend, you are definitely supposed to be checking that and correcting that and blasting that real quick. Next thing you know, you've been trotting a wife. Next thing you know, she's all emotional and all that. She get into a damn argument with you. Next thing you know, she's calling him up. You see what I'm saying? Next thing you know, she's in bed with him. You see what I'm saying? What did you fail to do? Now, if she goes against what you say and decides she's going to go ahead and do it any damn way, it just is what it is. You just let that hoe go. You know what I'm saying? Let her go on off in the dizzy land, and you go on about your business and get you a couple of more wives. You know what I'm saying? You go ahead and just do that. they're actually doing is teaching you how to be a punk. Thou shalt build a house, and thou shalt not dwell therein. Now, once again, like I was saying, the integrated mindset, it sets the stage for this. All right, let's give an example. There's Habitat for Humanity, all types of renewing the neighborhood and all of that, right? Let me tell you what you'll see. You'll see a bunch of white people, you know, with their little t-shirts on or whatever, you know, going like they helping the neighborhood, they cleaning the neighborhood, while they sitting there really actually gentrifying you for real. But you know who they'll have right alongside them? I don't see too many grown black men doing this. But what I do see is, I see good old Aunt Jemima, you know what I'm saying? Good old, you know, Miss Butterworth right along with them, trying to help them to do that. Right? She's up there like that. And then she'll have, her son, who she done emasculated, done punked out and all of that, have him helping too. And she's too ignorant to realize that they're going to kick her black behind right out. So what is she doing? She's helping them to actually build a house because she's helping the whole damn gentrification process that's getting ready to gentrify her ass. You see what I'm saying? That is an agreement. Because for one thing, and a lot of these women are single. They don't even have a man that, you know, even if the man ain't in the truth, he can sit there and be discerning and be like, man, look, you know, yeah, it's like, this is something ain't right with this, you know. He sees all of this stuff, all of these, you know, white people moving into the neighborhoods that were formerly all black, and he's seeing that they say, you know, you're seeing joggers running around, like, whoa, what the hell? And you see that, they got you, they get ready, you know, hey, it's going to be a hostile takeover then. You know what I'm saying? Time for because what they're gonna do now you're gonna see increased police running around to protect them. You see what I'm saying? To make sure you don't wake up to what's going on, right? But in case you do, now they got the police patrolling around to make sure that you don't do nothing about it. You see what I'm saying? They always about warfare. But see, when you got the integrated mind, right? You ain't thinking like that. You thinking, actually, you sitting out on the porch and see, hi. You seeing joggers go through you, hey, hi. And it's best that you don't even speak to them, to be honest with you. It's best that you sit on that porch, you know what I'm saying, in the summertime, like an old sweaty, angry, mean black dude, you know what I'm saying? It's best that you make them feel uncomfortable. Because you got that little hi that you give, that little, hey, hi. And then the way that they thinking as they jogging down the block, oh, this is going to be a piece of cake. That's the way that they think, you know what I'm saying? So my advice would be, look mean at them when they come through. You know what I'm saying? That's my advice. That's just me. Thou shalt plant a vineyard and shall not gather the grapes thereof. Now we know that this stuff happens, you know what I'm saying? Who makes joy? Because that's what wine, you know, wine and everything, that has to do with joy, relaxation, you know, comfort. They're being comfortable inside their kingdom. You see what I'm saying? Wine is something that you drink, you know, to be merry. And what are we doing? We're providing their merriness willingly. You see what I'm saying? Now, I mean, I understand that you have to go out and you have to go to work and everything, right? You know, because you have to keep the roof over your head, clothes on your back, food, you know, the necessities of life. But that doesn't mean that your heart got to be with them. You take your heart away from them, that, you know what I'm saying, is very uncomfortable and very unsettling to them, which is a good thing. You see what I'm saying? It lets them know you see them. You see what I'm saying? And being the fact that you see them and they see you, now they have to kind of think a little bit about what they're doing. You see what I'm saying? You know, they have to think about it now. Now they feel some kind of way being around you. Thine ox shall be slain before thy eyes, and thou shalt not eat thereof. Now, of course, we know that this happened. You see what I'm saying? This happened, famously to the Gadites, to the native Indians. That was a sure sign right there when they slaughtered all of those buffaloes, 40,000 buffaloes, and they didn't even eat any of them. They didn't even use the buffalo. They just killed it. You see what I'm saying? The white man is the devil that the Bible speaks of. Thine ass shall be violently taken away from before thy face. Now, it said when that ass shall be violently taken away. Now, we know, when we look at the history books, we know that this stuff definitely happens also. Now, but what started to lead this to happen? Because, see, when we was together as a nation, you had other nations, that invaded us. They came, they killed us in war, they took our stuff, and they left on about their business, right? But when we embrace and invite those nations, what we need to understand is they're only scouting the place out. It's like having, you got a house with a bunch of nice stuff in it, right? And you got, now see, we understand this concept when it comes to like dealing with other black people. We understand this because we don't let every black person into our house, right? We understand this well. You know what I'm saying? We understand this, when if you got a person, if there's a person out there, you think he might be a drug addict, you don't even know for certain, right? You'll make sure you want to keep him outside the door, right? Well, the white man who's going to prove to you time and time again that he's a thief and a murderer, you let him in. You see what I'm saying? This is the things that we do. We let him in. And the native Indians were no exception to this, because what did they do? They took the white man in and embraced him, taught him how to live off the land, taught him all of the stuff, taught him, all of these different things. And in turn, what did he do? He played his role as the devil and killed them. You see what I'm saying? So what gave strength to that curse? Right? The mind of the integrated mind, which the Lord tells us not to seek their peace. You see what I'm saying? The Lord said was not to seek their peace. And shall not be restored to thee. Thy sheep shall be given unto thy enemies, and thou shalt have none to rescue them. Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given to another people. And thy eyes shall look and fail with longing for them all the day long. And there shall be no might in thy hand. Now, look at this. CPS, Child Protective Services. You see what I'm saying? Back then, they would just nab your child up, but with you they'll kidnap your child and all of that, you know what I'm saying? Or take your child and sell him to wherever the hell, to somewhere in West Virginia or whatever, right? But now what do? Child Protective Services come and take your child because you're poor. You see what I'm saying? Because you're black and you're poor, and they figure that's all the right in the world to come and take your kid. You see what I'm saying? And there's nothing you can do about it because they have state power on their side. You see what I'm saying? Now, I remember back in the day when I was, 8, 9 years old, black women were terrified of the Child Protective Services. You see what I'm saying? They were terrified of somebody coming and taking their child away from them. But see, it would seem like that would bring about some type of compassion upon black men who they take the black woman who had her child taken away by white people is now taking taking the black man's child away from him and putting him on child support. You see what I'm saying? That's evil as hell right there. That's what integration gets you. You see what I'm saying? Integration made that curse worse. It became the strength and the power of that curse. Because you didn't even hear of Child Protective Services and all of that. I don't even think it even existed before integration. You see what I'm saying? Because after Martin Luther King joined you, the white people. Now, and then they see that and now they took all of our businesses, and now they say, well, they can't, they're poor. They really can't take care of the children. Now Child Protective Services pops up and gets funded by the government to come and take away your kid. You see what I'm saying? When before that, that thing was a minimum. It wasn't happening like that. Black men were in the home. We were able to raise our families. But with Martin Luther King and everything being integrated, right? All the business is gone. Now the poverty, now that's the excuse that they need, you know, to take away your child. And they know that you're bitter and you're angry because you don't have nothing, you know, so they understand that you whipping your kids harder than what they whip theirs. And that child go and tell on you in the school, and next thing you know, the child will get taken away from. You see what I'm saying? Which that was going on a lot when I was, you know, because that's when that first started really kicking into full gear. And failed with longing for them all the day long. I remember sisters, their whole life mission was to try to get their child back. You see what I'm saying? While the child is somewhere now, and there's a funny thing about that too. Because that same child now has a white mommy and daddy. You know what I'm saying? And that child thinks that white mommy and daddy loves them because that white mommy and daddy got more money. You see what I'm saying? And talk real nice and sweet and kind and so on and so forth. You know, that they talk real soft. Really, they're trying to, and there's a little boy on top of that, they're trying to, you know, soften his spirit, and he, 9 times out of 10, hell, he'll grow to be gay. You see what I'm saying? And then what they'll do, they're going to mess him up even more. Because what they will do also too, once they find out that he's okay, he's not too cold with a ball, you know what I'm saying? And he don't like play, he can't, he's not really outwardly talented or whatever. And they find out that he's just probably going to be a worker bee in society, working at a factory or something like that. Guess what they're going to do with him? They're going to cut him off. But you know who he's going to be angry with? He's not going to be angry with them. No. He's going to seek the approval of their people all throughout his life. But all the anger is going to go towards you. You see what I'm saying? That's what happened. That's what the integrated mind gets. Is it makes the strength. It strengthens the curse. It strengthens it real terribly. You see what I'm saying? We can get out if we're separate. But if you integrate it, hell, you ain't, not only are you not going to get out, hell, you ain't even going to want out. You're just going to be wanting to deal with it. And there shall be no might in thy hand. Because you have no state power, you have no unity, you have no, you know, order system, you know what I'm saying? You know, the Lord is not with you in that, you know, so you won't have any strength in your hand. The fruit of thy land and all thy labors shall a nation which thou knowest not eat of. Think about it. Now, what gives this curse, what part of the integrated mind gives this curse so much strength? Let me tell you. First time we get anything, what do we want to do with it? First time we have any type of talent, first time we, you know, anything, first thing we want to do, we do the same thing we did in slavery, run a massa and see what we can get for it, right? That's the first thing that we do. We don't sit there and take us among we don't even look for, you know, if you come out with something, you invent something or something like that, the very people you should tell is the ICBK. You see what I'm saying? We the only people out there that your inventions or whatever we lock safe and tight with. You know, but what do? You know, going to the white man. And what does the white man do? He gives you a few peanuts, and he goes on to make millions and sometimes billions of dollars off what it is that you come up with. You see what I'm saying? Whatever talent it is that we have, we want to make sure that we offer it up to him. And once again, what does he do? He throws us a bone like a dog, and he goes on to be Fortune 500 with it. You see what I'm saying? That's what happens. We don't even sit back and think to ourselves, right? While other nations, they protect what it is that they have. You see what I'm saying? They'll protect what it is that they have. Hell, they didn't even want Kung Fu getting to the United States. They didn't even want Americans, first, they didn't even want Americans even being taught the ancient martial arts. You see what I'm saying? And as a matter of fact, China, during the time of the Silk Road and all of that, they were cutting people's tongues out that they thought might kill white people, you know, or help white people to control the silk trade. You see what I'm saying? But what would we do? In that instance, the first thing we do, we find out something in the silk trade, we run right to the white man. Look what I found. As a good Negro slave, and we wonder why other nations don't respect us. The white man is the devil. And the Christian leaders, they make sure that you do that. That's what they're paid for. They wouldn't be paid if they were here to actually really help you at all. They would defund them quick. That's why the ISUPK, we get absolutely no funding from the government or anybody else. Hell, they on our videos, they won't even put a commercial or any of that. For all you people that's running around thinking, oh, y'all getting y'all government agents, y'all getting paid by the government. Bull crap. The government wants to take from us. That's all they want to do with us. Make sure that we don't have nothing, because they understand how far we can do, you know, with just a little bit of something. So they try to make sure that we don't even have that little bit of something. You see what I'm saying? All the videos when it came out on YouTube and all of that, we should be paid. We should be setting all right, well paid. Hell, we didn't have videos, all types of videos you think of go viral and all of that stuff. You see what I'm saying? But the whole thing, what the white man does when you come up against him, he tries to starve you out. That's what the white man does. You see what I'm saying? But one thing that he can't do, one thing, you know, he can starve us out. But if we solidly, you know what I'm saying, on the Lord's side and solidly about each other and ranking order like what we're supposed to be, you know what I'm saying, that makes brotherhood stronger. The fruit of thy land and all thy labors shall a nation which thou knowest not eat up, and thou shalt be only oppressed and crushed always. This is what goes on with us. Another thing too that gives this strength curse, we're not nation-minded. We're self-minded. We're individual-minded. We won't stand up for each other or any of that. You see what I'm saying? Because the Christian church, under the white man, prohibits us to do so. And what do? We follow them. Even when we don't go to church, we still indoctrinated by the Christian church. You see what I'm saying? People that been to church 2-3 times in his life, hell, they don't need you there, right? Because they know that you're still saturated with the teachings of the Christian church. And they know that. They know how hardcore the Christian church philosophy of the white man has done permeated your society. So hell, they don't even need you in the building. Hell, you can serve them outdoors. You see what I'm saying? So that thou shalt be mad for the sight of thine eyes, which thou shalt see. Mad means you'll be crazy. You see what I'm saying? Because what happens is, you know, when a person doesn't have any protection, right? And a person doesn't have any strength to fight against what's going on with them, now that person it starts to implode. You see what I'm saying? And that will drive a person crazy. Because this is going on and you can't do anything about it. It's like a child that goes to school and he gets bullied, right? The teachers won't do anything about it. Say the teachers won't do nothing about it, the principal won't do nothing about it, whoever else, nobody will stand up for this child at all. What will the child start to think? Eventually, but he still has to keep going to school, right? All of that stuff is going to turn internally. It's going to be internal with him, right? He'll eventually start to think things like it's his fault that he's being bullied. He shouldn't have wore that shirt. You see what I'm saying? I shouldn't have wore those shoes. I should go get some good shoes. So people won't joke on me. He's thinking it's his fault. Well, this is our situation, and that's madness. That is a degree of madness right there. You see what I'm saying? The Lord shall smite thee in the knees and in the legs with a sore box that cannot be healed from the sole of thy foot unto the top of thy head. And the Lord shall bring thee and thy king, which thou shalt set over thee. Now, it said thee. Now, this is the thing. It said thee and thy king, right? Because when the heathen nation get at you, they get at you through your leaders. You see what I'm saying? Like, say for instance, when down in the Amazon, you had tribes in the Amazon that was, big, huge, flourishing tribes down living in the jungle, been living there for hundreds of years. They had big, huge numbers, right? Well, the white man come on the scene and he discovers these tribes. And what does he do? He starts dealing with the leader. He'll come at the leader with certain gifts and everything that the leader never had and all that. And they'll start making trades, things like that, right? And the leader will start to strike up a friendship. They'll start to strike up a so-called friendship with them, right? Now they're asking him, how about getting all your people vaccinated? Y'all sick. Y'all look pretty sick. And start telling them how y'all don't look healthy. And there's people healthy as hell. They can sit there and run for miles and not get tired. You see what I'm saying? Even the old ones can run for miles and hunt and do all of that stuff, but then they way healthier than the damn white man that's coming up on them, right? But then they convince the leader that you and your people are sick. You see what I'm saying? They come through the leaders. Next thing you know, they'll have the leader and the leader getting vaccinated. And then they'll spread that, and then the people will follow behind that leader and go do the same thing. Next thing you know, within 10 years, a third of their population is wiped out. You see what I'm saying? So when you have leaders that end up selling out, right? Those leaders go in chains also, because it says here, the Lord shall bring thee and thy king, which thou shalt set over thee, unto a nation which neither thou nor thy fathers have known. And there shalt thou serve other gods, wood and stone. A lot of people that was brought on them slave ships was royalty. You see what I'm saying? Like say for instance, in Mexico, the black brother in Mexico that was a slave that they still got the statue of to this day, right? And some of them were righteous, but see, the righteous kings, when the Lord said his curses, they got to go too. You see what I'm saying? A lot of the times it be behind something that their father did, something like that. But then, nevertheless, they still had to go. Just like Daniel and them. They was the king of the king's seed. And they were righteous men, but they still had to go into captivity. You see what I'm saying? They still had to go, right? And there shalt thou serve other gods, wood and stone. Now, let me break, like, say, for instance, Aya, who was also, the forefather of Daniel and them, right? What did he do? He let the Babylonians into his house. Yeah, that was like one of the first episodes of MTV Cribs. You know what I'm saying? What did Hezekiah do? He allowed the Babylonians to go and he showed them everything. And what are they doing? They taking notes. I see that. Oh, man. Oh, golden shields. Oh, King David shields. Oh, they're like, gold on the doorknobs. They set their staking the place out. You see what I'm saying? Next thing you know, the word of the Lord came saying what was going to actually happen, how the Lord was going to give the Babylonians everything. And said that his children will be eunuchs unto the king of Babylon. And that's exactly what happened. You see what I'm saying? Even though Hezekiah, you know what I'm saying, he was a righteous dude, but that, you know, that little love that he had for the heathens by bringing them in and making a covenant with them, which the Lord told us not to do, he had to suffer and pay for that, and so did his seed. You see what I'm saying? That's why it says, the Lord shall bring thee and thy king, which thou shalt set over thee, unto a nation which neither thou nor thy fathers have known. And there shalt thou serve other gods, wood and stone. And thou shalt become an astonishment, a proverb, and a byword among all nations, whither the Lord shall lead thee. Now, that proverb and byword, you know, what gives us even more strength, like if we separate, right? Now, this is the strength. Let me tell you, this is how strong. Now, the word nigga only has so much strength if you separate it. They say you a nigga or whatever, and you separate from white people. You like, oh, fine, no problem. Yeah, okay, yeah, whatever. Nigga, yeah, whatever. But if you integrate it, you have that integrated mindset, right? Like, say, for instance, you know, there was an incident that happened in Louisville years back where a brother was now with this white dude's ex-lady. And they had words, and the white dude called him a nigga, and he flipped out, and he started beating the white dude up, and the white dude pulled out a gun and shot him and killed him. You see what I'm saying? Now, if you separate, right? The word nigga don't really have that much kind of strength to it. You like, yeah, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, okay. Yeah, we niggas, we all niggas together. But if you're among them, right? Then now you're thinking you done transcended race, that you shouldn't be called that. You see what I'm saying? That you shouldn't be called nigga. You know, you think you done outgrown that. You done transcended race, just like they said about Barack Obama. You done transcended race. So now when you're thinking like that, you think about all your white friends, and there's no race anymore. They're just black. There's just humans now. And then somebody calls you a nigga, and all of a sudden now you flip the hell out. You see what I'm saying? Not only do you flip out, now it could cost you your life, or it could cost your ass to go to jail. You see what I'm saying? You know. Now you see the strength in the two. It didn't have much strength when you separated, right? But when you integrated and you sat there, now you're thinking that them people love you and they call you a nigga now it hurts. Now you're heartbroken and you're angry, you know what I'm saying? You like an angry lover that just got, you know, turned on by the one that he loves, you know what I'm saying? You feeling like that now. Now you're ready to flip out, you know? And thou shalt become an astonishment and a proverb and a byword among all nations, whither the Lord shall lead thee. That's why when you go anywhere on the face of the earth, everybody know what a nigga is. You know what I'm saying? You can go to the most remote place on the face of the planet where they run around with they run around naked with dust on them and all that, you know, with little bitty little hair and bones in their nose, and you know, they know what a nigga is. You know what I'm saying? They know. They ain't even got a goddamn TV, and they know what a nigga is. See what I'm saying? Because it said, among all nations, whither the Lord shall lead thee. Integrated mind is the strength of these curses. Now what we're going to go into, the curses of the bitter, the curse of the bitter water. We go to Numbers We'll go to Numbers chapter 5 and 5, and we'll go to 5 and 11. Numbers chapter 5 and verse 11. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them, If any man's wife go aside and commit a trespass against him, and a man lie with her carnally, and it be hid from the eyes of her husband, right? And be kept close, and she be defiled. Because when a woman goes, and sleeps with another man, that woman is now defiled now. You see what I'm saying? She's defiled. That, that's a done deal right there. And there be no witness against her. Nobody saw it, right? Neither she be taken with the man, and the spirit of jealousy come up on him. Now it says that the spirit of jealousy come up on him. If the spirit of jealousy come up on the man, you better go ahead and investigate and check that thing out for real. You better, that's not something, because see, what happens with the integrated mind will say, no, you just insecure. You see what I'm saying? You just insecure. Make you think it's something wrong with you because you suspecting something. No, it's not something wrong with you. You see what I'm saying? But what it is, if you don't do nothing about it, then it's something wrong with you. You know what I'm saying? If you don't act on what's coming up on you, because see, there's been a lot of instances where that man has gotten killed. You know what I'm saying? I had a buddy that got killed because the spirit of jealousy did not come up. It came up on him, but he didn't handle it properly, and it got him killed. You see what I'm saying? And he came and took the woman back. And the dude who she cheated on him with is now feeling some kind of way, goes, knocks on the door, and blows Roy's hair off. You see what I'm saying? So what Roy was supposed to do was not go, if he knew that she went with another man, to get the hell away from her. You know what I'm saying? That would have saved that man's life. But instead, because see, what happens is, a lot of the time who she sleep with, he's attached to her. Because what women will do, they'll have a male friend, like what I brought up before, they'll have a male friend, you know what I'm saying? They get mad at their man and they'll call that male friend up, you know what I'm saying? Next thing you know, her and that male friend done got intimate, but then she knows that he done fell in love with her. You know what I'm saying? And then, because her mindset is only to hurt somebody, because, you know what I'm saying, she's a whore. You know what I'm saying? She gets pleasure off hurting people. You know what I'm saying? So this dude has done fell in love with her, and she knows it, right? So she'll go, oh, well, what happened between us was a mistake. Then she'll, with that, he's all heartbroken because he's sitting there thinking they're gonna be in a damn relationship, and she gonna leave him. She leave her man for him. But then we're gonna work things out. We're gonna work it out. Now he's angry as hell. You see what I'm saying? And then the man's angry as hell because he found out that she was cheating with this friend, when he should have told her ass that she don't have no goddamn male friends. You see what I'm saying? Now these two dudes is at odds and ready to damn kill each other. You see what I'm saying? That is a curse. Because as we read further, the scripture said that she shall be a curse among her people. Means what will she do? Among her people, she'll cause death. You know what I'm saying? Whores cause death. We go further in the scripture. Then shall the man bring his wife unto the priest, and he shall bring her her offering for her. A tenth part of an ephah of barley meal. He shall pour no oil upon it, nor put frankincense thereon, for it is an offering of jealousy, an offering of memorial, bringing iniquity into remembrance. And the priest shall bring her near, and set her before the Lord. Now, is this man wrong? You know what I'm saying? Because it also said too, if a spirit of jealousy come upon the man from the Lord, right? And the priest shall take holy water in an earthen vessel, and of the dust that is in the floor of the tabernacle, the priest shall take and put it into the water, right? And the priest shall set the woman before the Lord, and uncover the woman's head, and put the offering of memorial in her hand. Now, why is her head covered? Her head's covered in this because of the shame. You see what I'm saying? People, you know, is looking at everything, and, you know, and she has the veil over her head, you know, even if she's innocent of this transgression, she's still ashamed even at the accusation. But is the husband wrong for the accusation? No, because it said, once again, the spirit of jealousy come up on a man from the Lord. If a man suspects that this woman is cheating with another man, it could be something that's trying to be revealed to you. You see what I'm saying? Or it could be another thing, right? Which, you know, back then, women wanted, the chief desire was to have children. You see what I'm saying? Especially sons, which is the jealousy offering, and the priest shall have in his hand the bitter water that causeth the curse, right? And the priest shall charge her by an oath, and say unto the woman, if no man have lied with thee, and if thou hast not gone aside into uncleanness with another instead of thy husband, be thou free from this bitter water that causeth the curse. But if thou hast gone aside into another instead of thy husband, and if thou be defiled, and some man have lied with thee beside thy husband, then the priest shall charge the woman with an oath of cursing. And the priest shall say unto the woman, the Lord make thee a curse and an oath among thy people. And the Lord doth make thy thigh to rot and thy belly to swell. Now, in other translations, it said there says that the Lord make the thigh fall off. Now, that's not what it's saying. You know, it's not talking about the thighs falling off the bone and all of that. That's not what it's talking about. It's talking about that vagina is going to be funky as hell. You know what I'm saying? That's what it's talking about. That's why so many women out there can't get the stink off of them. You know what I'm saying? They cleaning and cleaning and cleaning, but they're whores. You see what I'm saying? Especially, you know, if the woman is a Hebrew woman who's charged with not being a whore in the damn first place. She goes aside to whore, her vagina become funky as hell. You see what I'm saying? When the Lord make thy thigh to rot, that's the thigh to rot. You see what I'm saying? All of that midsection right there. And thy belly to swell. Now, this ordinance is not, you know, this whole, you know, thing with the priest, because we don't have the Levitical priesthood and the temple, you know, with the dust on the floor and all of that, right? But guess what? The curse is still in play. You know what I'm saying? And what causes that curse? The integrated mind. Because the integrated mind is the thing that led you to sleep with another man outside your husband in the first damn place. See what I'm saying? Run around trying to be like the damn white woman. Run around with blonde hair, trying to be just like that damn white woman, trying to be like the girl from the devil woman from Sex and the City. You see what I'm saying? And this water that causeth the curse shall go into thy bowels to make thy belly to swell and thy thigh to rot. Now,